What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here, and what I got for your face balls today is a man-sized knife list. So what we're going to go over is, in my opinion, the top 10 man-sized folders. Now, as much as I love jackassery like this, and this, and even this, these are not the kind of knives that I'm talking about, because these are just jackassery on a whole different kind of level. What I'm talking about are knives that are actual good folders to carry with you that are quote-unquote man-sized. So, the knives that we're going to be talking about today have to fit into a couple different criteria. They have to have a blade that is at least 3.6 inches long, so over 3.5 inch blade length, and they have to have a handle that is at least 4 3/4 inches long. So we're talking fairly decent sized knives. Now, price can be all over the map. We're just talking about what the best man-sized for big hands. So we're not talking about bench-made bug outs and, Spyderco pair of threes and that kind of stuff. We're talking about big knives. So first up, this is actually, I've got a pair of them here because it really doesn't matter which one you choose, but these are really good budget entries for man-sized knives, and it's this pairing right here. This here is the Max Ace Corvus K. You can pick these up at White Mountain Knives. I think they're under 50 bucks. It's in Bowler K110 steel, which is kind of like a D2 equivalent. Really, really nice knife. On bearings. This one happens to be in Jade G10, although it comes in different variants. This knife here is also made by Max Ace and kind of similar. I put these two in the same category because they're about the same price. Physically, they're pretty similar in at least length. This one here is a little taller. This here is, I'm going to butcher the name, but the Arasu Tornado. I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but this thing here is riding on double row bearings. Action on it is fantastic, and both of these are great budget man-sized knives. Got a really good choil on this one. Awesome knives, both of them. They both carry well. They're slim in the pocket, and big enough to just get shit done. All right, next up, the You Knives CEBU. This is a fantastic knife. This thing has contoured handle scales, G10. This is a budget knife. I think these sell for around 80 bucks. You got a milled titanium pocket clip that functions extremely well, and a milled titanium backspacer. This is obviously the orange variant. Got a nice little, these blue accents with the pivot collar. This thing is a great fidget knife as well, with that blade opening hole. It just makes it really nice. And, just overall, it's a great knife. Again, got a good forward choil, and just a really good user knife, and cheap. So, the You Knives CEBU, awesome man-sized knife. Next up, and I just noticed that it's another orange one, but this is one of my all-time favorite EDC knives. This is the Tucson TS127. This is a Wong design. This one here is rocking CPM S90V. You can see we got orange G10 with carbon fiber bolsters. This does have titanium liners. So this is the premium version of this knife, but they do offer it in several different budget versions, different colors, different steel choices, and it's just a fantastic knife. It's so good in hand, and it's great. It's super thin behind the edge. The blade geometry here is really, really fantastic, and because you've got this groove and opening hole here, you can Spidey flick it, you can thumb flick it. It's got a flipper tab. It's got all the stuff. It does everything well, and it is a man-sized knife, no doubt about it. So this thing, fits a man hand and does it well. Nice thumb ramp area. This thing's just, it's just a great knife all the way around. And it again has contoured scales, super comfortable in hand. Just, it's an awesome knife. I can't say enough good things about the Tucson TS127. All right, next up, the Cold Steel AD15. Got some crap on the blade there. This is a great man-sized knife. I love the opening mechanism here, the scorpion lock. It's great. It makes good noises. Has this good distinctive kind of high-pitched tang when it opens. And it's just it's a great knife. I really enjoy it. One of my favorite Cold Steels, and it yeah, just a great knife. The AD15, awesome knife, and Cold Steel really did the custom justice here with this production model. You can pick these up for, I think they're around 180 bucks, give or take, and they're readily available. The new versions, I think, are all black, so I've modified this one, but the new ones, the Scorpion lock bar will be black as well, and I think you might even be able to get it with like a DLC coated blade as well. But super cool knife, AD15. And it's fully ambidextrous as well. You can flip the pocket clip, and you know, the experience, right or left-handed, is the same. I'm actually left-handed, so this thing works out well for me. And just an awesome knife. All right, next up, another Tucson. This is the Mazwan Mokhtar design Tucson TS191. This one also is rocking CPM S90V. This one's titanium, carbon fiber, and there are several Tucsons that fall into this category, but for design and build quality, this one here is, yeah, I just can't say enough good things about it. It's just a fantastic knife. It's a premium knife for sure, and you know, comes at a budget like price. You know, I think you can pick these up anywhere for around 150 bucks. By the way, I'll put links up in the description to all of these. Well, there's a couple on here that I'm not going to be able to put links up, but I'll put links up for the ones that I can put up. And this is just a phenomenal knife. It really is. Just, yeah, can't say enough good about it. It's got a great thumb ramp. It's super comfortable in hand. Surprisingly thin for what it is. So just a great man-sized knife, and got a great blade shape. Really usable. Action on it's perfect. And it's a great design. Looks beautiful. All the right stuff. All right, next up. This is the KAISER GPB1. And this is a John Gray design. Awesome knife. Love the titanium on this. It's contoured titanium. Love the big, huge, fat pivot. I just think it looks super cool. I like this knife a lot more than I thought I was going to. And it's an odd looking thing, but it just works. It works really well. Really kind of overbuilt, heavy duty. The thumb studs also serve as blade stops, and you can see the thumb studs there are kind of contoured, and they come up and hit the titanium right up here. But this thing, awesome in hand, carries well in the pocket for how big it is. You would think that it would just dominate your pocket, but it really is not bad at all. And yeah, I just can't say enough good about this knife. The GPB1, awesome knife. And I think these sell for right around somewhere between 200 to 250, somewhere in that range, depending on where you buy them. But just a fantastic knife that I don't think gets enough attention, because it's a really great design. Next up, the Spyderco Tropin. This knife is, you know, I recently put up a video about knives that'll make you bleed your own blood, which actually this one will certainly make you bleed your own blood as well, the 8015. And the Tropin's on that list for that reason right there. But man, this knife is so good. The Contour G10 is fantastic. This thing carries so well. It's got the wave feature, but you can use that and Spidey flick it. You can thumb flick it. You can do all the stuff with this thing. It's got a flipper tab for a compression lock knife. This truly is kind of, I would say this is my favorite compression lock knife. It's really, really good. Now, yes, it does have that fatal flaw right there, which I'm actually going to end up modifying this a bit. I just haven't done it yet. But otherwise, this knife is really fantastic. And I mean, 4-inch blade on this thing. This one is CPM S30V. And this is a Taiwan Spyderco. Awesome knife. Blade shape is really fantastic. I know it looks a little bit weird, but man, does it work good. Just a great knife. Super comfortable in hand. If you've got big man hands, this knife is going to work well for you, without a doubt. Next up, one of my all-time favorites, the Tepe design Hornet 2. This knife, we're talking 4-inch blade, M390, full carbon fiber construction on the handle, titanium pocket clip with a ceramic ball that rolls. It's got all the right stuff. Double row ceramic bearings. Action is perfect. You got this nice big opening hole that, of course, you can Spidey flick and you can thumb flick it and you can do all the stuff. It does have a flipper tab, and this knife's perfect. It is, and in every single way. The build quality on it is fantastic. Sean Hassan from Tepe Design, he does some amazing work. He's got some awesome designs out there, but this one is my favorite. The size of it is excellent. It's just everything about this knife is perfect, and it's lightweight. You know, for it having a 4-inch blade, what did I do? I have my scale here. This thing's a 4-inch blade, and yeah, 4.088 ounces. So, you know, there's a lot of knives that have a 3-inch blade that are heavier than that. So, awesome knife, so good in hand, and it's perfect. It really is, and yeah, definitely one of my favorites for sure. So check it out. I'll put a link up to his website in the video description. This one I'm not going to have a link. That's all I can do is put a link up to his website. But the Hornet 2, awesome knife. And if you want a smaller version, you know, the non-man size, they have the Hornet 1 that looks just like this. It's just smaller. So there's an option for you. Another knife that really kind of surprised me, that I like way more than I thought I would, is the Blacao. This knife, it's just perfect. It feels like it was made for my hand. Most knives, and even the 8015, most knives that have, you know, kind of a hook on front and back, that you know, force your hand to be in one location, like the 8015. This is a little small for my hand. My hand is cramped in here, but not on the Blacao. The Blacao, my hand, it's perfect. This is one of the only knives that is made like this that actually fits my hand. So the designer here, I don't know if the designer has large hands or not, or just wanted to make a larger knife, but the Blacao is a great knife. It does have, this was also on my list of knives that'll make you bleed your own blood, so you got to respect it. But it's really well done, and we did a fantastic job. contoured. This was marbled carbon fiber. It's beautiful. Really nice stone wash on the blade. Really thin behind the edge. I'm pretty sure that's S35 VN blade steel, and it's a gorgeous knife. I mean, it just looks sexy. And also carries extremely well, and very, very unique action, and not overly large for how big it is. It doesn't eat up a ton of pocket space. So really, really fantastic knife. All right, now we're down to the last one, and those of you, probably several, know what knife it's going to be. And my number one man-sized knife is the Spyderco K2. This is the Farid K2. This thing is a Taichung, Taiwan Spyderco. It is rocking CPM 10V blade steel. And it's the ultimate man-sized knife. Very thin in this dimension. Carries extremely well. And it's an absolute beast. For a knife of this size, to be able to carry it as easily as you can, and just EDC this knife. This is a perfectly fine EDC knife. Now, granted, depending on where you work and whatnot, there might be some professional settings where you're not really excited to throw this guy out there, because she's a big old bad girl. But it's an awesome knife. It's riding on phosphor bronze washers. Now, the Farid K2, these are not made anymore by Spyderco. Farid does still make the K2 on a custom level. You can find him on Instagram. These knives got way more expensive after they sold out everywhere. And so, depending on the secondary market, you can find them anywhere from, I don't know, probably $250 to $450, depending on condition and that sort of thing. But awesome knife. It's a beauty, and it's an absolute beast. Out of the list here, this one certainly has got the biggest, longest blade. And tell you what the blade length is, so I don't remember. 4.522 inches, 2.1. So over 4.5 inch blade. That's a beast for an EDC knife, no doubt. So there you go. There's the K2, the Blacao, the Tepe Hornet 2, the Spydercotropin, the John Gray KAISER GPB1, the Tucson TS191, the Cold Steel 8015, the Tucson TS127, the You Knives CEBU, and then the two budget Max Ace, the Max Ace Corvus K and the Arasu Tornado. These knives right here, couple budget versions for you, and the rest are phenomenal. All of these on this table right now are fantastic knives. You cannot go wrong with any of these. If you're looking for a man-sized knife, look right here. Pick up one of these. I promise you, you'll be happy if you're looking for a big boy knife. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. I'm out.